Back for your favorite show of the week here on AccessWDUN.com. It's our high school basketball pick'em show. As you could tell, Coach Chad Pittman to my left. On Zoom today, Jeffro Hart and Wakatuker McQuarrie. And, of course, our producer, as always, Seth. Gonna be a Daddy Chapman.
And there it is. Thanks.
Congrats, man.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Seth, have y'all picked a name for the girl yet?
Alicia, right?
I'm having a little boy. My wife and I are having a little boy, and
Ace.
That's what he says. That's what he says.
They insist that I am incorrect, but I have evidence of the contrary.
Seth, congratulations, buddy.
Thank you,
have you ever
Walker.
saw that?
Thank you very much,
Have you ever
Walker.
seen that show, Modern Marvels?
I thought you were about to say Modern Family.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't like where that's
Hey,
going.
but congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Whenever little Ace.
Hey, his little party we had
Pops
this
out.
week was kind of fun.
Yeah. It
And
was really nice.
that
Everybody
baby-
got together and got me and Brooke a little present. And
So Seth, I've got a
little.
naming tip for you. Just add as many random letters as you can into the kid's name, just like Bo does to me every week.
Yeah.
And it'll be perfect.
Full disclosure, that's not Bo. that's me in the text.
Well,
Yeah.
Bo
That's-
started it. I know
did
you
start
do it.
it.
in
That's
Hey,
post.
true.
listen,
Bo did start
funny
it.
story. Funny story. So kind of like the day or the show that I named Walker or Wakatuker, it was because I came out Walter.
Yeah, that's how it started.
Tuesday night's broadcast with Gene Anderson, I called him Jim. There you go.
Oh, that's good.
Somehow,
That's really
some
great.
way.
And y'all say I'm getting old. Wow.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
yes. You're ready to
But
get to
you know
some
that baby seat, the car seat that they got, Seth.
Yeah.
baby seat.
I mean car seat, whatever.
enough for you.
It had drink holders. It had drink holders
Yes.
for a car seat.
Yes, it has
Yes.
cup
I mean,
holders.
Yes. That's
I'm
That's
sure
insane.
I'm sure they're for sippy cups and
That's-
stuff. They're not
yes.
for like
Yeah, but-
people.
That thing should just go ahead and feed your baby while you're at it. That thing.
all right,
is
let's
like
move
space
on.
age.
Since we're feeding babies, not yet, because
What's the matter, Coach? What's up, Coach? I don't understand. What's the problem?
We're getting to the conversation piece of the games here any moment, Jeff, and we're going to stop talking about car seats.
Not Coach. Not if I can help it.
Which also, guys, how do you like the new wood table that we got you?
it's beautiful.
Thank you.
Looks
It
great.
has a green
I
tint
like
to it. Yeah, love it.
Yeah.
All right, first game of the day. We're going to start with a doubleheader that's down in Flowery Branch. It's
boy.
Jefferson at Flowery Branch. Traditionally, this matchup, guys, has been somewhat intriguing. It somewhat still is. I'm going to say mainly on the girls' side, perhaps. I don't know if you guys agree with me on that, but Flowery Branch, Jefferson girls fighting for the top spots, top 4 spots in the region 8-5A. Who wants to start the conversation on this game?
I'll be happy to.
Okay.
So with Jefferson,
I was
Flowery
hoping
Branch,
he would because
is somebody talking in the background? So with Jefferson and Flowery Branch, if we start with the girls, so first game was a 3-point win by Jefferson girls.
Yep.
That was at Jefferson, so I do think home court advantage probably plays. They're pretty even on the year if you look at records, and they're also in the region. I think Flowery Branch has been playing well as of late. Always are scrappy, so I'm going to go with Flowery Branch girls. And then also on the boys' side, I'm going to go with the Branch boys in a sweep just because, again, their defense pressure is really good, and the bigs, Worth and Honors. I'm just not going to pick against those two guys. So I think the Branch will be in for a sweep. And let me say this, and you guys can chime in on this too if you want, but, really in North Georgia, teams are going to go through ups and downs. Or in my opinion, they should. There's always a special cases where somebody's really good at basketball just year in and year out, or really good at football. But, Jefferson boys and girls both over the course of the last 2 years have been really good. And it was kind of like they graduated 4 or 5, and then they graduated 4 or 5 more. It's hard to replace that many kids.
Yeah.
So there should be some ups and downs. So I hope everybody just continues to work hard and nobody's, it's kind of the what have you done for me now
Well, it's called they used to call that the cycle.
Yes.
Back in the day. I don't know if it's still there, but one of the things that I found interesting about the Flowery Branch girls, it seems the last few games, it takes them a little bit of time to get things going in the game, like it did against Clark Central on Tuesday. They were actually trailing in that game, and they came back to win the game. I think in Eastside a couple of weeks ago, it was somewhat the same way. I do like the Flowery Branch girls in this game. It's at Flowery Branch. They did lose, as Coach said, over in Jefferson, but I think Flowery Branch, if they could come out and put the 4 quarters together, I'm going to pick the Lady Falcons to win that one. And then the boys' side, I'm going to go with the Falcons in this one. Jefferson, as Coach just said, they are in that cycle, that reload, that rebuild, whatever you want to call it, to their roster after going to the state semifinals last year and then the state title game 2 years ago, I believe it was. Right. So, yeah, I'm going to pick the Falcons in this. Big post play, kind of echoing what Coach said, honors, and Tyleek Worth. They'll probably both of them have a big game.
I would have to agree with both of y'all on that. If memory serves me, and we know that's shaky at all times.
Yes.
Thank you. I think that was early when Jefferson girls beat Branch. The Branch had kind of started strong, and then they lost Jada Goods for the season. And I think they were trying to figure out what the rotations were going to be, and Jefferson kind of caught them at the right time. The Branch girls are playing pretty well. They've got they got Bella Brick. She's one of the best scorers in the area for sure. This is a game they have to have. I'm going to go with Branch girls at home, and I think the Branch boys are they're really just now starting to show what they can really do. And I'm like y'all, I'm going to go for the sweep. And I think both of these Branch teams we need to don't sleep on them, because I think both have a chance to make a run at the region title before it's all over.
Yeah, it seems like sleeping on teams has kind of got some of us in trouble this year.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you saying, Seth? Who are you taking then?
I'm taking the sweep as well.
Sweep of Flowery Branch or of Jefferson? Sir. All right, Walker Tucker, you're last.
To match the red in my corner over here.
Okay.
You guys have said everything that I would possibly say, so I'll keep my pick quick. Flowery Branch sweep at home.
One last thought.
From the pit
to the dark side.
There it is. Yes, sir.
Actually, you could go to sleep at the dark side. It's dark. All right, let's move to another game.
Coach, listen, you have to, Coach, he has something for everything. Just be ready for that.
This next game, speaking of everything, Sutton Shirley, I think he's already weighed in off the record, but we won't put it on the record for him. North Hall at Chestatee. This one a big Region 8-4A. Sub-Region A/North, as it says on the tournament bracket.
Battle of Highway 16.
Chestatee defeated in sub-region play. Did I see that right?
6-0.
Yeah, 6-0.
That's right.
Yes.
This one at Chestatee, interesting game.
Yeah, because let's remind our listeners.
Remind them. Do it. At
North Hall.
Yes.
We had Chestatee take both that night.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So, I kind of thought going into that game, I think we all sort of thought home team maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I think several of us picked maybe a split that night. I can't remember.
Yep.
But, yeah, I guess since I'm talking, I'll go ahead.
Might as well.
Yeah.
I tell you, I got to see Chestatee girls, big win last night over North Oconee. Kind of handled it throughout. Was never more than like a 10 or 12 point game. Girls played well. Both boys, Chestatee and North Hall right now will be coming off of a loss. Chestatee got beat pretty handily last night. So did North Hall. I don't know that any boys team in our coverage area had a great game last night.
Right.
It didn't seem like looking at the score. So I tell you, I love me some Sutton Shirley. And he got a buzz cut, and I even love him more now. But I'm telling you, I'm going to go with
got a buzz cut?
War Eagles all the way around. All the way around.
I'm going to agree with Coach. I like the Chestatee girls playing very well right now. I think they finally kind of figured it out. And, Sutton's kind of making a name for himself the way that Joe Dix was. How long before the shirt comes untucked? That's if it doesn't come untucked, is that good or bad for them? I don't know, but I like both of the Chestatee teams to move through on this and to kind of keep it rolling. North Hall, I think that girls game is going to be fantastic, but I think the boys game, I really Chestatee, I think, is taking it a little bit better right now or playing a little bit better right now than North Hall. So I'm going to go for the Chestatee sweep.
I will go with a split.
I'm
going to go
with me for a
with.
second.
Who you splitting with?
I'm going to go with the North Hall girls. I think that
Look
Christina
at there.
Peach gets the shooting going. It was only a 9-point loss at North Hall back in December, so I think that North Hall can get the shooting going. But I'm going to take Chestatee boys to win, so I think that Coach Plemons, he's got his team playing well right now, and they can get the tempo going and try and outscore North Hall, because I think that's the type of game that boys game is going to be, is who outscores who. So Chestatee boys and North Hall girls.
I'm actually going to go right up against you there, Walker. I'm going to flip that. I think Chestatee girls take the win, and I think North Hall boys power through. And I'm going to be interested to see how that turns out for me.
I think the factor for North Hall that game is, as Walker just alluded to, Christina Peach, who had 19 points on Tuesday. I think that's going to be the key for them. On the flip side of that, the key for Chestatee is slowing her down and keeping her from splashing in 1,000 three-pointers. On the flip side of that for Chestatee, Riley Black, Sierra, who else am I missing? Bull. They have, and Jeff said it, I think they're starting to put it all together somewhat for their season. They're 6-0. I think they're going to roll to 7-0. And, we talked to Sutton back at Lanier Land, and we thought about doing a new feature, calling it Sutton's Lingo, Sideline Lingo, because that's always good. Maybe we can get to that, because none of us can understand it, so that's why we wanted to try.
Here's my question: Is Seth going to that game? Because we can mic him up.
Yeah, we could. We have mics set up.
No, we're not micing any.
We
coach
have
up.
mic'd him up.
Sorry.
Listen,
Seriously.
here's the thing. When we mic coaches up, we mic them up in the safety of their own practices. So we don't put them on the hot seat in the middle of a game.
How great would that be, though? This Sutton Sideline Lingo.
Wouldn't it all just be the same
SSO.
noise?
It would all just be.
It'd all be the
Coach,
same
That
noise.
is an award.
Coaches out there, I will not let them do that. Don't worry. We're getting no one in trouble.
We get to do what we
Lord.
want. That's an award-winning series right there, Bo. I think there are several guys.
Also,
like that we could mic up.
also, we could do another segment with Sutton and Sutton's sideline steps.
we put a stinking step counter on him and just watch it explode.
No, it's his dance moves on the sideline.
Pick the boys.
Okay, all right. Move on to the boys'
we gotta
game.
stop picking on Sutton.
Chestatee North Hall. What was the score of the first game? Wasn't it a pretty big win for Chestatee?
About 20.
Yeah, that was about 20.
Yeah.
North Hall, if I'm remembering correctly, have sputtered down the stretch, haven't they? A little bit.
A little bit.
A little bit of sputtering. This one at Chestatee, probably going to be a packed house over in Sardis. So I'm going to go with the home team of this one, Chestatee, with the sweep this week, as Sutton would say. Have a good pick. So let's move on.
I think that translates to hello. I think that's what that was. I'm not.
Gainesville at Shiloh. Now, if you look at the records of Shiloh, you might be like, yeah, I don't know.
We did that
I made
last year.
Same note.
Yeah.
Same note.
Yeah.
They're 7-10.
Yeah.
Right.
That doesn't tell the tale.
It doesn't tell the tale
Yeah.
because, especially on the boys' side, I think Shiloh is still a pretty good basketball team. Gainesville also continues to come together. And I said this to a couple people, Jeff included. I may have told you, if there's two games that you're looking forward to, maybe three after Friday night or tonight's game down at Shiloh, at Gainesville coming up, it's Lanier at Gainesville and North Forsyth at Gainesville on the boys'
I think
side.
the order is reversed.
Yeah.
Both of them are coming in the same week.
So I think those are going to be two games you want to put, and then that Shiloh game at the end of the season at Gainesville is another one you probably want to be at, because this region is shaping up. After watching, you and I did the Lanier-Gainesville game, Gainesville boys have a shot at the region, I think.
I agree with that.
After watching,
I would totally.
I called that last week.
But Lanier has the best all-around player in the league.
They do. Osmar Garcia.
Yeah, Garcia.
He's a
by
big
far
kid,
best
6'7".
player. Yeah.
But their schedule is shaping up with all the home games at the end of the year. This is a huge game. Huge game.
It is a huge game. One of the last road trips they'll take, Shiloh, and then the last one's at Jackson County, which we watched that one on Tuesday. Gene and I called that one. That was pretty easy.
But that Gene or Jim? Gene or Jim?
Gene.
Okay.
So anyway, Jeff, let me get through my pick here, dude. Gainesville at Shiloh. I think the girls are going to win this one, Gainesville girls. I think it's going to be a good game of the boys' side. I think the boys roll into Shiloh and get the win here in this game, because of how they're starting to gel together. They are deep. They have a lot of athletic ability. It's like against Jackson County, they can press the gas when they want to. Maybe they cut it to 10, and then Gainesville's back up to 15 points, 20-point lead. So I picked Gainesville to sweep Shiloh this week or tonight.
And I think before everybody else picks, I will throw this out there. You might need this nugget. If I recall correctly, when me and you covered Saturday night with them Lanier's Coach Mayweather, didn't he say, because they had just played Shiloh, I think they've got an injury.
I think he said so, yeah.
I think he said one of their key
now
players
that you say that,
injured,
yep.
Because I know Lanier beat them 55-44 by 11. But I'll just echo all your statements. Looking at the schedules and things, it is a little deceiving. Shiloh's better than 7 and 10. They've lost a lot of, I think, 2 games in overtime, several games by 1 or 2 points. On the girls' side, Shiloh's been competitive, but I don't think they can handle the young sisters. So I'm going Gainesville sweep as well.
But correct me if I'm wrong. When y'all did the Lanier game, y'all both, I know Bo, I think, told me that you felt like Gainesville certainly had a chance to win that game.
Oh, they had a chance.
Which is,
took
in
some
Lanier,
bogus threes at the end, missed some foul shots at the end.
Right.
Had a chance to win it.
They had the lead by 1 late, I think.
Yeah.
Right. Which makes me think Shiloh's not as good as Lanier. I mean, it's a solid program. It's been pretty good. They gave Buford a run for their money last year in the region, along with Tequila. But I like this Gainesville team, and I think even though they didn't get the win at Lanier, I think they're learning how to go to a hostile environment and have some prosperity and some success. I see them going down here. I think this would be like a double-digit win for the boys as they start to build that, knowing that they've got arguably the top 2 or 3 teams, coming to their place at the end of the season. So this is a big game, and I think they're going to really step up. And I think the girls, I like when Gainesville in this. I think that they're going to probably pull out. I think both games will be a double-digit win for the Red Elephants.
Yeah, I'm going to echo that with what Jeff said on the girls' side for sure. I think that the young sisters and Kiki, they're able to get going for the Lady Red Elephants, cruise to a win there at Shiloh. I just want to go back to what I said last week, in that I think Gainesville has to be considered a favorite for the region title. I know that they took the loss to Lanier, but in that game, the entirety of it. And so I think that when you look ahead at the rest of the Red Elephants schedule, playing Shiloh and Lanier and North Forsyth, all there in Gainesville, in the biggest arena in Hall County, I think that they're able to get the home crowd behind them and get to that number 1 spot in the region standings, and it starts on the road at Shiloh with a big win.
Oh, yeah, I definitely think Gainesville gets the sweep on this one. At home, definitely think Gainesville gets the sweep.
Here's your tidbit of information, kiddos.
Now you tell us.
Region 8 6A tournament is at Hab Central. Moving on, Wesleyan. Wesleyan.
So that means we won't be able to hear it.
Yeah,
right?
Wesleyan at Lumpkin County. Now, Tuesday night's game versus White County, which Jeff covered. We'll let you start, Jeff, with this.
Okay.
But I want to say this, a game that I thought White County was going to, in the girls' side of it, was going to win. I told Jeff, I said, I think White County's going to upset Lumpkin County, but Lumpkin County came out and played like Lumpkin County can play and won that game pretty handedly. So, Jeff, I know you watched it. I'll let you start. Wesleyan beat Lumpkin County the first go-around by like 15. This one's in the Gold City. Does Lumpkin avenge the early season loss to region foe Wesleyan?
Well, I think I'm going to start with the boys real quick.
Oh, of course you will.
Yeah, I'm going to start with the boys because
the build-up just shot.
That's right.
Okay.
The Lumpkin boys will not be able to beat Wesleyan, so I'm going to go with Wesleyan on that. Now, to the girls' game, because I had a lot of stuff with this. The big thing on that game with Tuesday with White County is the Lumpkin defense just was everywhere. They forced, almost 24 turnovers, turned them into 17, 18 points, something like that. And that's kind of where they won the game. And talking to Coach Dowse after the game, Lexi Pierce has not been 100%. She's played the last 2 games as close to 100% as she could get. That was one of the biggest issues early in the season, particularly with the loss to Wesleyan. Either they didn't have her, or they have her very limited in that game. She is back to 100%. So now you add 100% Lexi Pierce. You got Avery Jones.
Who you picking?
You got Kate Jackson.
Who you
I'm
picking?
going to go with Lumpkin. I still think Lumpkin is the team to beat in this region. Now, I had a couple of coaches text me that say Wesleyan is the best girls team in 7-3A, but I think it runs through Dahlonega. And if with White County knocking off Wesleyan earlier, if Lumpkin County can beat Wesleyan, they're in the driver's seat for the region title. At least I'm going with Lumpkin County in this game.
All right,
I think it's going to be a barn burner.
Walker, hit us up. What you got?
Didn't Lumpkin County, when they lost to Wesleyan, lose in overtime? I'm pretty sure that's how it went out. And it was only a 6-point loss in overtime.
I think it was 74-68.
Yeah, it was 6-point loss in overtime at Wesleyan.
That's correct.
And Lumpkin County, if memory serves, had the lead with like 5 seconds left. Wesleyan hits a bucket to send it to overtime. They win in overtime. That's not going to happen in Dahlonega. The Lumpkin County fans are going to be there in full force. It's going to be an easy road for the girls team behind the home crowd. I think they win this game by double figures, to be honest with you, because they lost to Wesleyan down there. They're going to have a chip on their shoulder to get back to the top solo in Region 7-3A. Give me the Lumpkin County girls, and then, like Jeff said, Wesleyan boys just too good right now.
Look, Coach, this game means nothing. I mean, it means nothing.
Well, I will say this.
What do you mean it means nothing?
Well, you've got a region tournament coming up.
If
it means something for seeding.
It does. Yes, it does.
So why are we picking these games? And why are we picking these games if they don't mean
because
anything?
We're having fun with it. What do you got, Coach?
Oh, okay.
So I was going to say that, to your point, if Lumpkin wins, I don't know if it was Jeff or Walker, somebody said they would be in the driver's seat.
I said
not so fast.
Ooh, there it is.
If Lumpkin girls win, okay, then that gives,
Wesleyan would have 2 losses.
2 losses, that's correct. But Lumpkin will still have to play White again, right?
So they just beat by 25 points.
Yeah,
that's right.
And they would get them in Dahlonega.
That's true, but I'm not sure there's a driver's seat in this region, to be honest, on the girls' side. So I think on any given night, any of those top 3 or 4 can beat each other. I do think in Dahlonega, I think Lumpkin wins. I think it'll be single digits. I think it'll come down to the wire. Wesleyan's got the Division I point guard that is really, really good. They've got some size. Lumpkin still, they got 4 girls that can score the ball. I don't care what league you're in. If you got 4 that can score, you win, and you win a lot. So I do think Lumpkin's girls takes this one, but I think it's down to the wire.
Look, we know what the Longhouse is like. I know it's Lynn Cottrell Court North or whatever they call it now. But when it's packed out with purple and gold, it is loud.
Yeah,
it is.
It is.
Listen, Jeff, I'm picking here. It's a rowdy crowd, a rowdy crowd. I think that's going to play into a factor for Wesleyan coming up tonight. And I think Lumpkin, I don't know if it's going to be an easy win for the Lady Indians, but I think they pull it out maybe 8, 9, 10-point win for them. So I'm going to pick the purple and gold to win this with Lumpkin County. And somewhat I did say the game doesn't matter. It does matter for seeding-wise, but folks that know me know my thoughts on region tournaments after you play each other twice in the season and you're undefeated and you have to play in a region tournament and you get beat. Anyway, so anyway.
No animosity there at all.
No, none at all. So I'm going to go with Lumpkin in this one.
Well,
What you got, Seth?
I got pretty much the same as everybody said. I got Lumpkin girls and I got Wesleyan boys.
All right, guys.
If the Lumpkin girls play the rest of the season like they played against White County on Tuesday,
Yes.
they will be in the Class 3A finals. Unless they play Hebron.
They do. They'll face Hebron in the semis, I think.
Well, then that is the state tournament
That
game.
would be the state championship game.
Yeah, it would. Yeah, state championship game. Listen, the Lumpkin girls on Tuesday were back to what we saw last year, and White County. I'm not going to say they were no match, but when Lumpkin is playing that well,
They're
I'm
pretty
not sure
good.
they can be.
All right.
I don't know that they can be beat by
Let's-
anybody in 7-3.
Now it's time to get to the rundown where we quickly pick winners of the next few games. So let's go ahead and get started with that. Banks County at East Jackson. Coach?
Bank sweep.
Bank sweep.
Banks sweep. Buford
How was
at,
that, Coach? Was that quick?
Buford
Was
at
that quick enough?
Dacula.
Buford sweep.
Yeah, the Wolves will sweep.
Buford sweep.
Yeah, I'll give it to Buford. Sweep on this one. Dacula did beat the girls last year, but go.
Hungry
That was
like
last
the
year.
wolf.
Hungry like the wolf.
Go Wolves.
Dawson County at West Hall.
I'm going
Dawson girls,
sweep.
West Hall boys.
I'm going to agree with Waltiker there.
Same. Agree. With Walter Couture, whatever.
I'm gonna go with a Dawson girls and a West Hall boys.
And I was Dawson.
basically
sweep.
what we said.
Go Tigers.
East Hall and East Forsyth.
East Forsyth sweep.
EFO sweep.
I'm going to go with East Forsyth girls. East Hall boys have actually started to play pretty well. They'd won 3 straight. I'm going to go with the Vikings, I guess, kind of in an upset.
They did lose on Tuesday.
I understand.
I'm going to go with the same thing that Jeff said, just because I think that the East Hall defense gets the East Forsyth shooters off.
Okay. I'm gonna go with East Forsyth girls, and I'm gonna go with East Hall boys. Elbert at Rabun County.
Oof.
Raven sweep.
Raven sweep.
Raven sweep.
Y'all do realize
Raven
this was on the girls, this was a rematch of the state
Yes, we
championship
know.
game last year.
We know. And your pick is.
I'm going to take the Raven boys. I'm going to take Elbert County girls, but I think it will be close again.
Habersham Central at Jackson County.
Hab sweep.
Raider sweep.
Hab sweep.
Hab sweep.
Hab girls, Jackson County boys.
See, that's unfair. You have seen both of those
at
teams.
Cherokee Bluff.
Bluff sweep.
Bluff sweep.
Bluff sweep. Lanier Christian Academy at Killian Hill Christian.
LCA sweep.
LCA.
LCA.
LCA. Lincoln County at Towns
Sweep.
County.
I didn't get to pick.
You did too. I heard you say LCA sweep.
No, I did not. I said Killian Hill with a sweep.
Okay, there you go. Lincoln County at Towns County.
Oof.
I'll take Lincoln girls, Towns boys. Sounds right.
I'll take that too.
I'm going to take a Towns County sweep.
I'm going to take a Towns County sweep as well.
Towns County sweep. Boys and girls combined are 7 out of their last 8 wins.
Nice. Lincoln, we already did that one. Loganville Christian at Lakeview Academy.
Lakeview Academy sweep.
Lakeview
I'm going to
sweep.
take. Yeah, the Lions get a sweep.
Yeah,
Lakeview sweep.
Lakeview sweep. Providence Christian at Union County.
Blairsville for the sweep. Union County.
Providence County boys, because they're ranked 3rd and they're probably the best team in the region. And I'm going to take the Union girls.
Union
Providence
girls,
Christian.
Providence boys.
I'll take that too.
I take that as well. Riverside Preparatory Academy at Maranatha Christian.
What do you think about the girls' game, Jeff?
There's no girls.
You almost got him.
Oh,
I'm going to
please.
take
In
Maranatha.
your-
That's a fun word to say.
Maranatha.
No, that was a reject. If you went up for the layup, I just swatted.
I'm going
it
to go
into
with
the stand.
Riverside
So,
on that.
Riverside.
I'll go Riverside.
Riverside. Boy, that's throwing one out there, Bo.
There you go, kids. Roll the music as we need to get on out of here. Don't forget, coming up, you can hear the North Hall Chestatee game live, AM 550 and FM 102.9. This guy, along with Caleb Hutchins, will have the call of the game. Myself and Gene Jim Anderson will travel on down to Shiloh in the Snellville area. Have
That's
that
a fun
Gainesville Shiloh doubleheader for you on AM 1240 and FM 94.5 The Lake. You can also stream both games audio-wise
That's true. You know,
on the
Caleb finally gets to
website,
do-
and
I'm sorry.
you can check that out at AccessWDUN.com. Also, highlights, stories, videos, and more on the website. And follow us on the Twitter as well at WDUN
And
Sports.
we want to know their pick.
We want to know your picks. What say you on those picks, folks?
We're gonna-
Yes,
Coach, you're gonna have to get Caleb to predict. He wanted the battle of Highway 60
He's
in
just going to ride
Lanierland.
my
He didn't get it.
coattails. We're good.
Yeah, he's riding the coattails. Speaking of the coattails, I'm jumping on those, and everybody else is. As we get out of here, enjoy Friday night basketball action.